this video, we're going to have a look at the sorting of pivot tables. To illustrate, let's just set up a new pivot table fairly quickly. So on this pivot table, we are going to use the customer categories in the rows. So let's go to the, in fact, let's use the product category, and I mean the region is what we'll use in the columns. So you can see it actually dropped the region into the rows. So I'll drag it across into the column area, and we're looking at the sales amount. All right. Okay, so there we go. Let's just actually format this. All right, here we go. So the first thing you'll notice is that with regard to the product categories over here, it appears that they are sorted in alphabetical order, right? Starting with B, then going to C, you know, F for fish, frozen foods. You can, so if you wanted to change this order, if I click on this drop down, which is the filter drop down, you'll see there is an option here to sort, right? So if I sort from Z to A, you can see it's reversed the order. So the baking now sits at the bottom, you know, and the vegetables, which was at the end, is at the top. So this is in reverse alphabetical order. However, very often we don't actually want to sort based on the alphabetical order here, but we want to sort based on these numbers here. Say, for example, the grand total, where we'd like to, you know, typically see, you know, the largest amount on the top, and then you can see here, like for example, this 5 million should be higher up, you know, whereas currently it's sitting over here. So these numbers are currently not in order of the value. So to do that, what we would do is we would click on this drop down and we would select the more sort options over there. And now you can see there's three different options. You've got a manual, which we'll look at just now, where you can manually drag items. So it's not actually sorted by the system. You can use ascending or descending. Now let's say we're going to go descending. And if you click on this drop down, you'll see there's two options. So the descending is by product category, which would have been these text values. That's what we currently have. We currently have sorted this in descending order by product category, right? But if we want to sort it by sum of sale amount, which is that grand total over there, we can select that. And if I say okay, you can see now these numbers are actually sorted in, you know, from the largest to the smallest. So now we've got vegetables, which was the largest category, then followed by fruits, then followed by personal care, and so on. If we wanted to show the smallest one on top, so say we wanted meat to be on top and then baking to be second, the way we could do that is it would be the same principle. We would click on this drop down, we would select the sort options, and then we would go ascending by the sum of the sale amount. All right, so those are basically two ways in which you can actually sort using the drop down. Just to illustrate the manual option, if we wanted to manually move items around, and let's say we selected manual and OK. So to manually sort, let's assume we wanted to move the meat right to the top, right? So what I can actually do is I can click on it, and then where it turns into a crosshair, you basically drag it to where you want it. So if I wanted it right to the top, I drag it to the top and I let go, and now you can see the meat is over there. Let's assume I wanted to move personal care to the bottom. Again, I click on it, and then where it turns into a cross, you see that's the one, the 4 arrows. Click and drag, and then take it and drag it to where you want. So I'll take it to the bottom, and you can see personal care is now at the bottom. So you can manually move items around, and you can do the same, remember, with the column labels, right? So for example, you can see the column labels are currently also sorted in alphabetical order, E, N, S, and then W, right? So the Eastern, Northern, Southern, and Western, this is currently in alphabetical order. I could also do a manual sort. So if I click on this drop down for that option, and I select manual, currently it's on manual, I could now, for example, click on this, hold it and drag it, and let's say I wanted to put the Southern region first, I could do that. So I dropped the Southern region first. I could also, of course, use the you know, sort A to Z, right, would then sort alphabetically. So Eastern, Northern, Southern, Western is in, you know, in normal alphabetical order. And if I wanted to do reverse alphabetical order from Z to A, I could click on that, and you can see that the Western region moves first, then the Southern, Northern, and Eastern. Now, one of the things I want to point out, we've done most of the sorting typically by using this drop down, right? We could also remember for the columns, right? You can see the region, the largest region is the Eastern region with 21 million, followed by the Northern, then the Western, and then the Southern. So if I wanted to sort it by value, I could also do that by clicking on the more sort options, and then saying I want it in descending value, but not by region, but by the sum of the sale amount. And if I say OK, you can see the Eastern region is now first, followed by the Northern, the Western, and the Southern. Now, you know, we've done all the sorting so far using the drop downs, right? On this, on the filter drop downs, we've basically clicked here on the column labels or on the row labels and used the different sort options. However, with Excel, it's fairly easy to actually do all of the sorting just by clicking on particular cells. So say, for example, I wanted to sort this particular column here of the different product name categories. As long as I select any one of them, now remember, I've got to select one of them, not the whole row. So if remember, in terms of selection, if it turns into that little black arrow, if I click on that, it's selecting the whole row. That's not what we want to do. But if we just select any of these, right? Let's say I select this one, and I now go to my normal data option in the ribbon, and I say sort A to Z, which is the normal alphabetical order. Because I was on that snacks category or any of these values, it will then sort these ones in alphabetical order. If I do reverse sort, if I say sort Z to A, you can see it's done the Z to A. Now, if I wanted to sort, for example, by putting the values, with the highest values on top in terms of the grand total, I simply click on any of the values here, and then I simply say sort from Z to A, which is the highest first, and you can see it's put the highest, and and then the second highest, third highest, and so forth. If I wanted the smallest to be on the top, I simply select the A to Z option, and you can see it's now sorted all of the rows based on that. And the same can apply here. So if I click on this grand total, remember these ones here I used to sort the column, to sort the different columns by value, right? So if I click on any of these and I say, let's say we wanted the smallest one here in the front. So if I say A to Z, you can immediately see it's moved the southern region first, the western next, so it's sorted in ascending order based on value. If I wanted the largest one first, I just go the Z to A option, and it's sorted. So the key was that I needed to be on that particular row, on any of these 4 values to do it. Similarly, if I wanted to sort these columns by alphabetical, alphabetically, I would click on the basic labels on any one of these labels over here. Let's assume that one, we choose the western region. It doesn't matter. You can click on any one of them. And then if I went to say A to Z, right, it'll then actually go in the alphabetical order, as you can see. And if I go Z to A, it then actually sorts it in reverse alphabetical order. So that's just to show you how the sort options work. You can basically also access them by right-clicking on a value. So let's say I right-click on this particular value. You can see there's a sort option there. Now, if I wanted to sort a particular region, right, I wanted to do the sort not on the grand total, but let's say on the western region. I could click on any value here, and let's say I wanted the largest of the western region to appear on the top. If I say sort Z to A, immediately you can see it's done the whole sort based only on this column over here with the largest values on top. And the point I wanted to make is, in addition to just using the sort options here in the ribbon, in the menu, you can also just right click on any option. So let's say I wanted to do the eastern region starting from the smallest to the largest. If I right click on any value there and I go sort and I say sort smallest to largest, you can see it's now done sorting of this particular column from smallest to largest. In an earlier video, we covered custom sort lists. So I also want to show that that can also be used in terms of sorting pivot tables. So here at the moment, we've got the regions sorted alphabetically. So, E coming first, then N, S, and W. Let's assume that we wanted to create our own custom sort. So just to recap how we do that, I'm going to copy these values. I'm going to just right paste them. I'm going to right paste special, and I'm going to paste values and transpose over here. And what we're going to do is, let's assume that we want the northern and southern to come first, followed by the eastern, I'm just cutting and pasting, and the western. So let's assume that's our custom sort order. Now you can see this order basically is not an alphabetical order. It's our own unique custom order. So to recap, the way we would go and add this as a custom sort order is we go into File, we select the options at the bottom. We then go to the advanced option over there, scroll down until you come to general, and then under general you'll see the custom list, right? So create list for use in sorts and fill sequences. We click on the edit, and now we've got to add a new one in, right? So I'm just gonna click on this particular arrow over there. Let's highlight it. That's the area we want to import, and we click on import, and now it's imported. You can see a new custom list over there. And we basically can say OK, add, and OK. All right, so now we've got that list in there. So now if we're in this particular, if we click on this column labels over here and we go to more sort options, you'll see that there's a more options on the bottom left here. You want to click on that, and then we're going to tick this off, the sort automatically. And now for the sort order, we can click on this drop down and our custom list will appear over here. So you can see we've selected it, right? I'm going to say OK. Now remember, it's going to be northern, southern, eastern, and western. You can see the order currently isn't like that. So if we say OK and we click on OK again, you can see it's now sorted it according to the custom sort order of Northern region first, Southern region, Eastern region, followed by the Western region.